This is Andrew Wicklund from Project Risk Consultants. I'm going to go over the Primavera Risk Timescale at the top of the Gantt chart. So the first thing, to the left and the right of the Gantt chart, you've got a separator bar. If you hold and click on that, you can move that out. I'm going to give us a little more viewable area. The first thing you'll notice is as I hold my cursor over the timescale, I've got two different views. One is a hand with a double arrow. The other is a double arrow with a plus minus sign. So when I click on an activity, it's going to snap to that activity in the Gantt chart view. Now, if I've got the hand up with the double arrow, it allows me to move the timescale left and right. So if I move this left, then I click on an activity, it'll snap to it again. Now if I move my cursor down a little bit to where I see the plus and minus, that's actually for zooming in and out. So if I click, left click, and drag right, I'm zooming in on the timescale. When I go left, it's going to decrease that. Right-clicking on that same timescale gives you some different options. One of them is for formatting the timescale. There's a pop-up to format the timescale. So some of the things that we're doing, zooming in and out, the scale, I can get that through the display menu. So I can set the scale to days or weeks or months. So if I set it to days, click OK, notice much smaller time scale there, and I can still drag left and right. Now those same days, weeks, months, the time scale, you get a check mark for each one. So I don't have to go into that format time scale to change that. So I'm going to go back into the format time scale though. I'll go into months. Now the displays for, do you want to show the dates or you know, what week number, things like that, that's on this screen. Now there's 4 tabs total on the timescale pop-up. The second one is the format. That gives you the colors. So if you say, well, I don't really like that red color, it sure would be nice if it was purple. I can click, change that color. You can change the fonts as well. The lines, you have vertical lines for year, month, week, day, and subunit. You can add those vertical lines in if you choose to do so. This is all for the user's preference. And then the date-to-date. The date-to-date or the time now line is going to have a vertical bar going down with a color as well. So I could change the color on that and add in an aqua bar there. And it's going to draw a straight line or depending on what the user wants. You've got sawtooth lines, etc. So I'll go ahead and click OK. Notice I got my gradient up top for my time scale. I get my aqua line here for my time now line. And then the last option is for synchronizing the time scales. And we showed this in a different module, but if you click on the view menu and you insert a view, so I'll go ahead and add a resource graph. So now I have 2 items. When the time scales are synchronized, they're always in line with each other. So if I expand one, they both expand. If I turn that off and uncheck synchronized timescales, as I'm moving this one on the bottom, the one up top does not move. So if I right click on this timescale, synchronize them again, now they're back in sequence. So real simple and easy to use the timescale. A lot of drag and drop or pinch and pull functionality, and anything you need to get beyond that is right click and click on format timescale.